Captain Jake Morrison floated near the main window of his ship, staring at something that should not exist. Pieces of metal drifted in the darkness of space, twisted and broken. The chunks were huge, some as big as buildings back on Earth. They spun slowly in the black void, catching light from distant stars. "Lisa, what do you think?" Jake asked his science officer. Dr. Lisa Martinez was the smartest person he knew. She could figure out alien technology faster than anyone in the human fleet. Lisa ran her scanner over the wreckage again. The numbers on her screen made no sense. "Captain, these metals are not from any ship we know. Look at this reading. The hull pieces are made from something that should not be possible to create." Jake moved closer to read her scanner. The metal was incredibly strong, but also very light. It had survived whatever explosion destroyed the ship. Most strange of all, parts of the wreck still glowed with energy even though the ship was clearly dead. "How old is it?" Jake asked. "The computer says maybe 300 years. But Captain, that cannot be right. This technology is far ahead of anything humans have ever built. It is even more advanced than the alien ships we have seen before." Paul Hayes, the communications officer, looked up from his station. "Captain, I am picking up signals from the wreckage. Very weak, but they are definitely there." "What kind of signals?" "Hard to say, the language is completely unknown. But there are mathematical patterns in the transmission. Whoever sent these messages was very smart." Jake felt a chill run down his back. In his 15 years exploring space, he had never seen anything like this. The wreckage was massive, easily the size of a small moon when put together. Whatever ship this used to be was built for war. He could see the remains of weapon systems that looked incredibly powerful. "Lisa, can you tell what destroyed it?" Dr. Martinez studied the blast patterns on the hull pieces. "The damage is very precise, Captain. Whatever attacked this ship knew exactly where to hit it. Look here." She pointed to a section of twisted metal. "The weapons hit the command center first, then the engine room, then life support. This was not a random attack." "You mean someone planned this?" "More than that. The attacker knew this ship's design perfectly. They knew where every important system was located. This level of precision means they either studied this type of ship for a long time, or ... or what? Or they built ships just like it." Jake stared at the wreckage with new understanding. This was not just the remains of some unknown alien vessel. This was evidence of a space battle, and someone had won it decisively. "Paul, keep working on those transmissions. See if you can clean up the signal." "Already on it, Captain." "Give me a few more minutes." Jake called his security chief over the intercom. "Danny, get a team ready. We are going aboard that wreck." Danny Cooper's voice crackled back through the speakers. "Sir, are you sure that is safe? We do not know what kind of weapon systems might still be active over there. The ship has been dead for months, maybe years. But bring full protective gear anyway." 20 minutes later, Jake suited up for the spacewalk. The wreckage was only a few hundred meters away, close enough to reach with jetpacks. Lisa and Danny came with him, along with 2 other crew members. Up close, the destroyed ship was even more impressive. The hull was made of some kind of crystal and metal combination that Jake had never seen before. Even damaged, it was beautiful in a strange way. The weapon ports were enormous, designed to fire energy beams that could probably destroy entire cities. They found an opening in the hull and entered carefully. Emergency lighting still worked in some sections, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The corridors were built for creatures much larger than humans. The aliens who flew this ship must have been at least 8 feet tall. In what looked like the command center, Lisa found something important. "Captain, look at this console. It is still partially active." The alien writing meant nothing to Jake, but Lisa's scanner could translate some of it. "This is a ship's log, Captain. The last entry was made 3 months ago." 3 months? But I thought you said this wreck was ancient. The hull and basic structure are old, but this ship was still active recently. Very recently. Jake felt his heart racing. What does the log say? Lisa worked with her translation software for several minutes. It is hard to read, but I think I have the basic idea. This ship was on a routine patrol mission. Nothing unusual. Happened for weeks, then something appeared on their sensors. What kind of something? Unknown contact. Small ship, maybe 1/10 the size of this vessel. The log says they tried to communicate with it, but got no response. Then ... double quotes. Lisa paused, checking her translation again. Then what? Then the unknown ship opened fire. The battle lasted less than 2 minutes. This massive warship was completely disabled in less than 2 minutes, Captain. Jake stared at the alien command center. This ship could have easily destroyed his entire fleet. Its weapons were powerful enough to crack planets. Yet something much smaller had taken it apart like it was made of paper. Did they get a good look at the attacking ship? Yes, and Captain, this is the strangest part. According to the log, the attacking vessel used some kind of invisibility technology. It would appear, fire a few shots, then disappear again. The crew of this ship never knew where the next attack would come from. Any description of the attacking ship? Lisa checked the translation one more time. Dark-colored hull, very smooth design. The log describes it as beautiful but deadly. And Captain, there is one more thing. What? The computer analysis of the attacking ship's design suggests it was built using engineering principles that match human technology. The proportions, the weapon placement, even the way the hull curves. It all matches human design philosophy. Jake felt the blood drain from his face. Are you saying humans built the ship that did this? I am saying the computer thinks so. But Captain, that is impossible. No human ship could do this kind of damage. We do not have weapons this powerful, or stealth technology this advanced. Paul's voice came through their helmet radios. Captain, you need to hear this. I finally cleaned up those transmissions from the wreck. Go ahead, Paul. The alien crew managed to send out a distress call. During the attack, most of it is garbled, but I caught one part clearly. They were calling for help from something called the Hegemony Empire. Sir, I think this ship belonged to some kind of massive alien government. Jake closed his eyes. An alien empire and something that looked like a human ship had just declared war on it. This discovery was going to change everything. Pack up everything. You can carry people. We need to get this information back to Earth immediately. As they prepared to leave the alien wreck, Jake could not shake the feeling that they had stumbled onto something much bigger than a simple ship battle. Somewhere out there, a war was starting. And somehow, humanity was already involved. Admiral Kate Sullivan stood in the war room deep inside Earth's moon base. The walls were covered with star maps showing recent attacks across human space. Red dots marked the locations where alien ships had been found destroyed. There were many red dots. Show me the latest report, Kate said to Lieutenant Commander Ryan Clark. Ryan was her best intelligence officer. If anyone could make sense of this mess, it was him. Ryan activated the holographic display. Admiral, we now have confirmation of 17 separate attack sites. All follow the same pattern. Large alien warships completely disabled, crews either dead or missing. Kate studied the display. Each attack site was marked with detailed information about the destroyed ships. These are not random targets, Ryan. Look at the pattern. Yes, ma'am. The attacking ship seems to be moving in a specific direction. It started at the edge of known space and is working its way toward the center of the galaxy. Each attack happens about 1 week after the previous one, and always the same method of attack? Always. Command systems hit first, then weapons, then life support. The attacking vessel appears to study each target before striking. No wasted shots, no unnecessary destruction. Dr. Amy Foster entered the war room carrying a data tablet. Amy was Earth's leading expert on alien technology. She had spent the last month studying wreckage from the attack sites. "Admiral, I have made a breakthrough with the alien computer systems," Amy said. "We were able to recover partial video records from 3 of the destroyed ships." Kate felt her heart speed up. "Show me." Amy connected her tablet to the main display. The screen filled with grainy alien footage. The view was from inside an alien ship's bridge. Large creatures in strange uniforms worked at control stations. "This is from the ship Captain Morrison found," Amy explained. "Watch carefully." The alien crew seemed calm at first. Then warning lights began flashing. The creatures moved quickly to their battle stations. Through the bridge windows, Kate could see empty space. Then something appeared. The ship materialized out of nothing, as if space itself had opened up. It was sleek and dark, much smaller than the alien vessel. But even in the poor quality video, Kate could see its lines were clean and purposeful. "Pause it there," Kate ordered. Amy froze the image. The attacking ship hung in space like a predator. Its design was unlike anything in Earth's databases, yet something about it seemed familiar. "Continue," Kate said. The attack lasted 90 seconds. Beams of energy lanced out from the dark ship, striking precise points on the alien vessel. Each hit caused explosions deep inside the larger ship. The alien crew tried to return fire, but their weapons could not lock onto the attacking ship. Then, as suddenly as it had appeared, the dark ship vanished. The alien vessel drifted helplessly, its lights flickering and dying. "My God," Kate whispered. "What kind of technology allows a ship to appear and disappear like that?" "That is what I wanted to show you, Admiral," Amy said. She brought up a new image on the screen. "I have been analyzing the design of the attacking ship. Look at these proportions." Amy overlaid the outline of the mystery ship with schematics of human vessels. The match was not perfect, but it was close enough to be disturbing. The hull curve here matches human engineering principles. The weapon placement follows human tactical doctrine. Even the engine configuration is similar to our own ships. Ryan stepped forward. "Are you saying this is a human ship?" "I am saying whoever built this ship studied human designs very carefully. But the technology level is decades ahead of anything we have." Kate stared at the comparison images. Could this be some kind of secret human project? Something the military has been working on? "Impossible, Admiral," Ryan said. "I have access to every classified project in human space. Nothing like this exists in our databases." Amy pulled up another image. "There is something else, Admiral. I found this symbol on hull fragments from the attacking ship." The symbol was burned into a piece of dark metal. It showed an eagle with spread wings, surrounded by stars. Below it were letters that made Kate's blood run cold. "Shadow Fleet," she read aloud. "Ryan, find everything you can about something called Shadow Fleet." Ryan's fingers flew over his control panel. After a few minutes, he looked up with a strange expression. "Admiral, Shadow Fleet was a classified human military unit. It was destroyed 20 years ago during the Outer Colony Wars." "Destroyed how?" "According to the records, Admiral Marcus Kane led 5 experimental ships on a test mission. They were trying out a new faster-than-light drive system. The entire fleet vanished during the test. No survivors, no wreckage found." Kate felt pieces clicking together in her mind. What kind of experimental drive? The files are heavily classified, but it appears to have been some kind of space-time manipulation system. The theory was that ships could use it to travel instantly across vast distances. Amy looked excited. "Admiral, what if the drive did not destroy the ships? What if it transported them somewhere else?" "You mean they could still be alive?" More than alive. They could have spent 20 years in unknown space, upgrading their technology, learning from alien civilizations. Kate walked to the star map. But why would they attack these alien ships? Why not return to Earth? Ryan had been quietly working at his station. "Admiral, I think I found the answer. I managed to hack into some of the alien databases we recovered. According to their records, these ships all belong to something called the Hegemony Empire." What is the Hegemony Empire? A massive alien government that controls dozens of star systems. And Admiral, according to their internal communications, they have been planning something called the Human Reduction Protocol. The room fell silent. Kate could hear her own heartbeat. "What does that mean?" she asked. Ryan's face was grim. "It means they have been planning to invade human space. The protocol calls for reducing Earth's population to manageable levels and stripping our planets of resources. They view humans as a primitive species that needs to be controlled." Amy gasped. If Shadow Fleet somehow learned about this plan, they would do exactly what they are doing now, Kate finished. "Hit the Empire's ships before they could attack us." Kate studied the star map again. The pattern of attacks made perfect sense now. Shadow Fleet was not randomly destroying alien ships. They were systematically weakening an empire that planned to destroy humanity. "How long do we have?" Kate asked. Ryan checked his data. Based on the Empire's communications, they were planning to begin the Human Reduction Protocol within 6 months. But these attacks might force them to move faster. Or they might come to Earth looking for whoever is attacking their ships. Amy looked worried. "Admiral, what if they think we are responsible? What if they blame Earth for the Shadow Fleet attacks?" Kate realized the terrible position humanity was in. They had allies they did not know about, fighting an enemy they had never heard of, in a war they had not chosen. "Get me a secure connection to Earth Command," Kate ordered. "We need to prepare for the possibility that we are about to be invaded by an alien empire." As Ryan worked to establish the connection, Kate looked at the video of the attacking ship one more time. Somewhere out there, Admiral Marcus Kane and his Shadow Fleet were fighting for humanity's survival. But Earth did not even know a war had begun. "Admiral," Ryan said, "I have President Chen on the line." Kate took a deep breath. She was about to deliver news that would change human civilization forever. An alien empire was planning to destroy them, and their only hope was a fleet of ghost ships commanded by a man who was supposed to be dead. "Mr. President," Kate said, "we have a problem." Emperor Vexthul the Conqueror sat on his throne made of black crystal, watching reports flood in from across his empire. Each report brought worse news. Another ship destroyed. Another crew lost. Another failure to catch the ghost that was tearing his fleet apart. The Emperor was 12 feet tall with 4 arms and skin like gray stone. His people had ruled the galaxy for over 1,000 years. They had crushed dozens of young civilizations. No enemy had ever made them afraid, until now. Fleet Admiral Zarkon approached the throne. The Admiral's 3 eyes glowed with worry. In his clawed hands, he carried a datapad filled with numbers that made no sense. "My Emperor, the losses continue to grow," Zarkon said. 31 ships destroyed in the past 6 weeks, including the battlecruiser Doombringer and the heavy destroyer Star Crusher. Emperor Vexthul's anger made the air around his throne grow hot. "How is this possible? Our ships have shields that can stop planet-killing weapons. Our armor can survive flying through suns. Yet something destroys them like they are made of paper. The enemy uses unknown technology, my Emperor. They appear from nothing, strike with perfect accuracy, then vanish before we can return fire. Our best scientists cannot explain how they do it." The Emperor stood up from his throne. When he was angry, his people could feel it from miles away. "Show me the tactical analysis." Zarkon activated a holographic display in the center of the throne room. It showed the locations of all the attacks. Red marks covered a large section of space near the Empire's border. The enemy follows a pattern, my Emperor. They hit our patrol ships first, then our supply vessels, then our communication stations. They are cutting our fleet's ability to work together. What do we know about their ship? Very little. It is much smaller than our vessels, perhaps 1/10 the size. But its weapons cut through our defenses like they do not exist. And this invisibility technology makes it almost impossible to fight. Emperor Vexthul studied the display. In 1,000 years of conquest, he had never faced an enemy like this. Every other species had fought in ways he could understand. They built bigger ships, stronger weapons, thicker armor. But this enemy fought like smoke and shadows. Have any of our ships managed to damage the attacker? No, my Emperor. In every battle, our ships are destroyed without causing any harm to the enemy. It is as if they know exactly how our weapons work and how to avoid them. The Emperor's advisor, War Prince Kelthur, stepped forward. Kelthur was younger than the others, but very smart. He often suggested ideas that older generals would not consider. My Emperor, I have a theory about this enemy, Kelthur said. Speak. What if this attacker is not from an unknown civilization? What if it comes from a species we already know about? Emperor Vexthul's eyes narrowed. Explain. The attack patterns show knowledge of our ship designs. The enemy knows exactly where to hit us for maximum damage. This suggests they have studied our technology for a long time. Many species have seen our ships. That proves nothing. But my Emperor, the enemy's tactics are unusual. Most civilizations fight to destroy completely. This attacker fights too. Disable. They could easily kill all our crews, but instead they target systems that leave the crews alive, but helpless. Admiral Zarkon looked interested. You think this shows something about their nature? Yes, most species in the galaxy see war as total destruction. But there is one species that sometimes shows mercy to defeated enemies. One species that fights. To win rather than to kill. The Emperor felt a chill despite his anger. You speak of the humans. Yes, my Emperor. I have studied their military history. They often disable enemy ships rather than destroy them. And their tactical manuals emphasize precision strikes over overwhelming firepower. Impossible. The humans are primitive. Their ships are weak. Their weapons are crude. They pose no threat. To the Empire. War Prince Kelthur pulled up new data on the display. My Emperor, what if we have been wrong about the humans? What if they are more advanced than we believed? Show me proof. Kelthur displayed images of the attacking ship taken. From security recordings. Look at the design, my Emperor. The hull shape, the weapon placement, even the way the ship moves through space. It matches human engineering principles. Admiral Zarkon studied the images carefully. The proportions are wrong for most galactic species. But they would be perfect for creatures the size of humans. Emperor Vexthul felt something he had not experienced in centuries, uncertainty. Even if this is a human ship, how could they have developed such advanced technology? Perhaps they had help, my Emperor. Or perhaps they are not as primitive as we assumed. The Emperor walked to the great window of his throne room. Outside, he could see his homeworld's 3 moons and the space stations that protected his capital. For 1,000 years, this sight had filled him with pride. Now it made him nervous. What do you recommend, War Prince? Contact the humans directly, my Emperor. If they are responsible for these attacks, we need to know why. If they are not responsible, they might still have information that could help us. Admiral Zarkon looked shocked. My Emperor, we do not negotiate with primitive species. It would make us look weak. We already look weak, the Emperor replied. Our ships are being destroyed by an enemy we cannot see or catch. How much weaker can we appear? Kelthur stepped closer to the throne. My Emperor, there's another reason to contact the humans. According to our intelligence, they have survived in a dangerous region of space for hundreds of years. They have fought off pirates, space monsters, and hostile neighbors. Yet they are still growing stronger. Your point? A species that can survive in such conditions must have learned things about warfare that we have not. They might know tactics or technologies that could help us against this invisible enemy. The Emperor thought about this. The idea of asking humans for help made him angry. But losing his entire fleet made him angrier. What would we offer them in return? Territory, technology, protection. We could offer them junior membership in the Empire. And if they refuse, then we will know they are our enemies, my Emperor. And we can plan accordingly. Emperor Vexthul made his decision. Prepare a diplomatic mission to human space. But send a full battle fleet with the ambassadors. If the humans are responsible for these attacks, I want them to know we can still fight back. Yes, my Emperor. Which ship should I assign? Send the Conquest Fleet, 150 ships, including 6 dreadnoughts. That should be enough to make our point clear. As his generals prepared to leave, Emperor Vexthul remained at the window. Somewhere in the darkness of space, an enemy was hunting his ships. If that enemy was human, he would soon know. If it was something else, the humans might help him find it. Either way, he was about to do something no emperor had done in 500 years. He was going to ask another species for help. The thought made him sick. But losing his empire would make him sicker. Admiral Zarkhan, he called out. Yes, my Emperor? Make sure our diplomats understand something. We are not begging the humans for help. We are offering them a chance to serve the Empire. If they prove useful, they will be rewarded. If they prove troublesome, they will be eliminated. Understood. My Emperor. As the throne room emptied, Emperor Vexthul continued staring into space. In 6 weeks, 31 of his ships had been destroyed by something that appeared and vanished like a ghost. Soon he would learn if that ghost was human. He hoped it was not. Because if humans could build ships that could destroy his fleet so easily, then everything he believed about the galaxy was wrong. Ambassador Chen Williams stood on the observation deck of Luna Station, watching the largest alien fleet in human history approach Earth's moon. 150 ships moved through space like a metal storm cloud. Each ship was bigger than anything humans had ever built. They certainly know how to make an entrance, Chun said to General Sam Parker, who stood beside him. Sam was Earth's top military commander, and his face showed no emotion as he watched the alien fleet. Big ships, but they fly them like they are scared, Sam replied. Look at their formation. They are spread out like they expect to be attacked. At any moment, can you blame them? According to their message, they have lost over 30 ships in the past 2 months. The alien fleet stopped just outside Earth's moon orbit. A single smaller ship broke away from the formation and approached Luna Station. Chun straightened his uniform and prepared to meet representatives of the Hegemony Empire. The alien delegation was led by War Prince Kelthur, who stood nearly 8 feet tall. His gray skin looked like rough stone, and his 3 eyes glowed with inner light. Behind him came several other aliens, all carrying weapons that looked more advanced than anything in human arsenals. Ambassador Williams, Kelthur said in heavily accented English. I am War Prince Kelthur, speaking for Emperor Vexthul the Conqueror. We come seeking information about attacks on Imperial vessels. Chun had practiced this moment many times. Welcome to Luna Station, War Prince. Earth is honored by your visit. Please let us speak privately. They moved to a conference room where General Parker waited with his staff. The humans sat on one side of a long table, the aliens on the other. The tension in the room was thick enough to cut. War Prince, Chun began. Your message spoke of ships being destroyed by an unknown enemy. How can Earth help with this problem? Kelthar activated a holographic projector. Images of destroyed alien ships filled the air above the table. These vessels were attacked by a ship that uses technology similar to human designs. We believe humans may have information about this enemy. General Parker leaned forward. What makes you think this has anything to do with humans? The attack patterns match human military doctrine. The ship design follows human engineering principles. And the enemy shows mercy to defeated crews, which is unusual in galactic warfare. Chun felt his heart racing. You think humans are attacking your ships? We think humans built the ship that is attacking our vessels. Whether current human leadership ordered these attacks is what we are here to determine. General Parker stood up and walked to the holographic display. He studied the images of the mysterious attacking ship. Something about its design looked familiar, but he could not place it. Can you show us combat footage? Parker asked. Kelthar played several recordings of the attacks. The humans watched in amazement as the dark ship appeared from nowhere, struck with incredible precision, then vanished like it had never existed. That stealth technology is impossible, Parker said. No human ship can do that. Yet the design is clearly human-influenced, Kelthar replied. Perhaps humans have allies who helped them develop this technology. Shun shook his head. War Prince, I can assure you that Earth has no allies capable of building such ships. We are alone in this part of space. Then how do you explain this? Kelthar highlighted a section of hull from the attacking ship. Burned into the metal was a symbol showing an eagle with spread wings. Parker felt the blood drain from his face. He knew that symbol. Every human military officer knew it. General? Chun asked, noticing Parker's expression. I need to make some calls, Parker said quietly. War Prince, can you give us 1 hour to research this matter? Of course. But Ambassador Williams, I must tell you something. Our Emperor sent this fleet not just for diplomacy. If humans are responsible for these attacks, we are prepared to respond with force. Chun looked at the alien warships visible through the station windows. I understand your position, War Prince, but I hope you understand ours. Earth has no knowledge of these attacks. We are as surprised by this information as you are. After the aliens returned to their ship, Chun and Parker met in private. Sam, what do you know about that symbol? Parker sat down heavily in his chair. Chun, that symbol belonged to Shadow Fleet. It was a classified military unit that disappeared 20 years ago during the Outer Colony Wars. Disappeared how? Admiral Marcus Kane led 5 experimental ships on a test mission. They were testing a new faster-than-light drive system. The entire fleet vanished during the test. We assumed they were destroyed. Chun felt pieces clicking together. What if they were not destroyed? What if they were transported somewhere else? That was the theory behind the drive system. Instead of normal faster-than-light travel, it was supposed to fold space-time itself. Ships could theoretically travel instantly across vast distances or across time. Parker nodded slowly. The scientists warned that time displacement was possible. If something went wrong, the ships could end up anywhere in space and time. Shun walked to the window and looked at the alien fleet. Sam, what if Shadow Fleet spent the last 20 years in unknown space? What if they learned about the Hegemony Empire's plans to attack Earth? Then they would do exactly what they are doing now. Attack the Empire's ships before they could attack us. But why not return to Earth? Why not tell us what they learned? Parker thought about this. Maybe they could not return. Maybe the same technology that sent them away prevents them from coming back. Or maybe they decided that fighting the Empire secretly was the best way to protect Earth. Chun turned back to Parker. We need to find out what happened to Shadow Fleet, and we need to do it before the aliens decide we are their enemies. Parker activated his secure communication system. I am calling Commander Rachel Stone. She was Admiral Kane's tactical officer before he disappeared. If anyone knows how Kane thinks, it is her. 20 minutes later, Commander Stone appeared on the communication screen. She was a tough-looking woman with gray hair and intelligent eyes. "General Parker, what can I do for you?" "Rachel, I need you to look at some combat footage. Tell me if the tactics look familiar." Parker transmitted the alien recordings to Stone's location. She watched them carefully, her expression growing more serious with each attack. "My God," Stone whispered. "Sam, these are Kane's tactics. The precision strikes, the focus on disabling rather than destroying, the hit-and-run approach. This is exactly how he trained us to fight." "Rachel, is it possible that Kane and Shadow Fleet survived their disappearance?" "More than possible. Sam, I helped design the stealth systems on those ships. What I am seeing in this footage looks like my work, but evolved far beyond what we achieved 20 years ago." Chun joined the conversation. "Commander Stone, if Admiral Kane is alive and fighting these aliens, why has he not contacted Earth?" Stone was quiet for a long moment. "Because he knows something we do not. Kane was always paranoid about operational security. If he is fighting in secret, he has a good reason." "What kind of reason?" "The kind that saves Earth from being destroyed." Parker felt a chill. "Rachel, are you saying Kane learned something about the aliens that made him decide to fight them without telling us?" "I am saying that Marcus Kane would only fight a secret war if he believed it was the only way to protect humanity. And based on what I have seen, he has been doing a very good job." Chun looked out at the alien fleet again. "The question is, what do we tell the aliens? They think we are responsible for the attacks." Stone's image on the screen became more focused. "Tell them the truth. Tell them that 20 years ago, Earth lost contact with a small fleet of experimental ships. Tell them that if those ships are still alive, they are acting without current Earth authority. And if the aliens do not believe us, then Kane and his people will have to protect Earth from both the Hegemony Empire and their own governments. Inability to support them." Parker closed the communication channel and looked at Chun. "What do you think?" "I think we are about to find out if Admiral Kane is still the tactical genius he was 20 years ago. Because if those aliens decide we are lying, we are going to need all the help we can get." Outside the station, the alien fleet waited in the darkness. Somewhere in the depths of space, Shadow Fleet continued their secret war. And on Earth, humanity prepared for a conflict they had never asked for but could not avoid. The communication came from everywhere at once. Every screen on Luna Station, every display on the alien fleet, every monitor on Earth suddenly showed the same image. A man in a worn military uniform sat in what looked like a ship's command center. His hair was gray and his face was lined with 20 years of hard living, but his eyes were sharp and determined. "My name is Admiral Marcus Kane," the man said. "I am speaking to both the representatives of Earth and the Hegemony Empire. It is time you both learned the truth." Ambassador Chen Williams felt his heart stop. General Parker gripped the edge of the conference table. War Prince Kelther and his delegation stared at the screen in shock. 20 years ago, my fleet was testing an experimental faster-than-light drive, Kane continued. The test went wrong, or so we thought. Instead of destroying our ships, the drive threw us far across space and time. We found ourselves in a distant part of the galaxy, decades in the future. The image on screen changed to show the bridge of Kane's ship. Other humans moved in the background, all wearing the same worn uniforms. They looked older, harder, but unmistakably human. We spent years trying to find our way home. During that time, we learned many things. We studied alien technologies, fought space pirates, and explored worlds that no human had ever seen. But most importantly, we discovered the Hegemony Empire's secret files. War Prince Kelther leaned forward. "Impossible. Our files are protected. By the best security in the galaxy. Kane smiled grimly. Your security is designed to stop conventional attacks. It was not designed to stop humans who had learned to think differently after 20 years of survival in unknown space. The screen showed classified Imperial documents. Chun could not read the alien writing, but the translations appeared in human text. What he read made him sick. The Human Reduction Protocol, Kane said. A plan to reduce Earth's population from 8 billion to 200 million. The survivors would be used as slave labor to strip Earth's resources for the Empire. The plan was scheduled to begin 6 months from now. General Parker stood up. You are saying they plan to kill almost everyone on Earth? Not just Earth. Every human colony, every space station, every settlement in human space. The Empire saw humanity as a disease that needed to be controlled. Emperor Vexthul's image appeared on a secondary screen. The alien ruler looked furious. These are lies. The Empire does not make war on primitive species. Then explain this, Kane said. The screen filled with more Imperial documents. Battle plans for the invasion of the Sol system. Weapon specifications designed to break through Earth's defenses. Orders to capture human leaders for public execution. Chun felt sick. The documents were too detailed to be fake. They showed years of planning, detailed intelligence about human military capabilities, even maps of Earth's major cities marked for destruction. We learned all of this 3 years ago, Kane continued. We tried to find a way to warn Earth, but we could not return home. The same technology that saved us also trapped us in distant space. So we decided to fight the only way we could. The screen showed images of the Shadow Fleet. What had once been 5 experimental ships had grown into dozens of vessels. They were sleek and dark, incorporating technology that looked both human and alien. We began hunting Imperial ships. Not for revenge, but to weaken their ability to attack Earth. Every ship we destroyed was one less ship that could participate in the invasion. War Prince Kelthur spoke up. You have killed thousands of Imperial citizens. We have saved billions of human lives, Kane replied coldly. And we gave your crews every chance to surrender. Most of them are alive in prison camps on worlds you have never heard of. Admiral Kane stood up from his command chair. Behind him, Chun could see other human officers preparing for battle. But our hit-and-run tactics could only delay the inevitable. The Empire is too large, too powerful to defeat with a few dozen ships. So we developed a new plan. What kind of plan? General Parker asked. We let the Empire come to Earth. We let them bring their entire fleet to human space, where we could face them all at once. Chun felt his blood turn to ice. Marcus, there are over 100 alien ships here. If they attack Earth... They will lose, Kane said simply. Because they are not just facing Earth's defenses. They are facing the Shadow Fleet that has spent 20 years preparing for this moment. The space around Luna Station suddenly filled with ships. They materialized out of nothing, just like in the alien combat footage. But instead of one ship, there were dozens. Shadow Fleet had been hiding throughout the Sol system, waiting. Emperor Vexthul's face appeared again, this time showing fear. This is impossible. Our sensors detected nothing. Your sensors detect conventional ships, Kane explained. We learned to build ships that exist partially outside normal spacetime. We can see you, but you cannot see us until we choose to appear. The Shadow Fleet ships were beautiful and terrifying. They moved like living things, flowing around the alien fleet with impossible grace. Their weapons powered up with a sound that human ears could not hear, but somehow felt. Emperor Vexthul, Kane said, you have a choice. Order your fleet to withdraw from human space and abandon all plans to attack humanity. Or face the consequences of starting a war with people who have had 20 years to prepare for this fight. The Empire does not surrender to primitives. Then you will learn why that attitude has cost you 37 ships so far. The battle began without warning. The Shadow Fleet ships moved like ghosts, appearing long enough to fire, then vanishing before the aliens could respond. But this time, they were not alone. Earth's defense fleet joined the fight, along with ships from the human colonies. The alien ships were powerful, but they had been designed to fight conventional enemies. Against foes who could appear and disappear at will, their massive weapons were useless. One by one, the Imperial ships found their systems disabled by precise strikes. Emperor Vexthal's flagship tried to retreat, but Shadow Fleet ships surrounded it. Kane's voice came over the communication system one final time. "Emperor, your war is over. Your fleet is defeated. You can order your remaining ships to surrender, or we can disable them one by one. The choice is yours." The Emperor looked around. His bridge, half his fleet, was already disabled and drifting. The other half was being systematically hunted by enemies they could not see or catch. "I surrender," he said quietly. The fighting stopped immediately. Shadow Fleet ships reappeared throughout the system, no longer hiding. There were over 60 of them, each one incorporating 20 years of technological advancement. Kane's image appeared on all screens again. The Hegemony Empire will withdraw from human space. The Human Reduction Protocol is cancelled. Any Imperial ship that enters the Sol system without permission will be destroyed. "And in return?" War Prince Kelthar asked. "In return, we will not press our advantage. We will not invade Imperial space or seek revenge for your planned genocide. The galaxy is large enough for both our civilizations, but only if you learn to respect the species you once considered primitive." Admiral Kane looked directly at the camera. "To the people of Earth, this is Admiral Marcus Kane and the men and women of Shadow Fleet. We regret that we could not return home, but we never stopped fighting for humanity. We never will." The communication ended. In the silence that followed, Chun looked out at the alien fleet. The ships that had come to threaten Earth now drifted helplessly, their crews alive but their weapons disabled. General Parker shook his head in amazement. 20 years. Kane spent 20 years preparing for this moment, and he won, Chun replied. He saved Earth from an invasion we never knew was coming. War Prince Kelthar stood up slowly. "Ambassador Williams, it appears we have much to discuss about the future relationship between our peoples." "Yes," Chun agreed. "But those discussions will be between equals. The Empire's days of conquering primitive species are over." Outside Luna Station, the Shadow Fleet maintained their positions around the defeated alien ships. Somewhere among those dark vessels, Admiral Marcus Kane continued his eternal watch over humanity. The unknown ship had appeared, then vanished, again and again, until an empire that had ruled for 1,000 years learned to fear the darkness between the stars. Humanity had proven that sometimes the greatest victories come not from overwhelming force, but from the courage to never surrender and the wisdom to strike at exactly the right moment. The war was over before most people knew it had begun. And in the end, the Empire never stood a chance.